नाजरीन अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आप देख रहे हैं प्रोग्राम पर्सपेक्टिव नुक्ता-ए-नज़र ओवैस इकबाल के साथ जियो टीवी पे। नाजरीन, समर के ये मंथ्स हैं और सबकी ख्वाहिश ये होती है अमेरिका कनाडा में कि जनाब ये मौका जब समर का आता है तो कहीं बाहर निकला जाए, घूमने फिरने जाया जाए। और वो लोग जो अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं तो वो पाकिस्तान अपने अपने मुल्कों में, या कनाडा वाले अमेरिका, अमेरिका वाले कनाडा बाय रोड आते हैं जो करीब करीब पहुँच सकते हैं। लेकिन नाजरीन, जो फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेस इस वक्त मेरे और आपके ऊपर मौजूद है, यकीनन हम में से बहुत सारे लोगों ने अपने वेकेशंस के जो ट्रिप्स हैं वो कैंसिल किए होंगे, पोस्टपोन किए होंगे फाइनेंशियल स्ट्रेस की वजह से कि आज आपकी मॉर्गेज, आपके खर्चे, आपके मसाइल कहाँ से कहाँ जा चुके हैं। नाजरीन, इन तमाम मुश्किलात को सामने रखते हुए ऐसे इवेंट्स आपके शहर में हो रहे हैं कि जहाँ पे आप अपने समर के जो टाइम है उसको जाके गुजार सकते हैं फैमिली के साथ, बच्चों के साथ। और ऐसा ही एक इवेंट आज हम आपके सामने लेके आए हैं। वो लोग जो ग्रेटर टोरंटो एरिया के रहने वाले हैं उनके लिए गुड न्यूज़ है कि अगस्त की 2nd, 3rd एंड 4th को आपके शहर में होने जा रहा है मुस्लिमी लाइफ स्टाइल एक्सपो इंटरनेशनल सेंटर मिसिसागा में। उस हवाले से आज आपको तफसीलात देंगे और इस पर बात करने के लिए हमने दावत दी है मुस्लिमी लाइफ स्टाइल एक्सपो के प्रोग्राम डायरेक्टर बूना मोहम्मद। ब्रदर बूना, अस्सलाम वालेकुम एंड वेलकम टू द शो।
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much for having me.
Excellent. And I was just giving some introduction in Urdu, and I was just telling, because of the financial stress that everybody is going through, not many people are able to go and, take vacations outside Canada or even traveling to America. Similarly, most of us may have cancelled or postponed our trips. But here we go. We have this Muslimi Lifestyle Expo coming up in Greater Toronto area, and that's what I was telling the audience in Urdu. So first question comes to you. Why not please tell us a bit more about yourself, who you are, where are you from, and since when you are in Canada?
Alhamdulillah. So my name is Bona Muhammad. I'm a poet, writer, filmmaker, creative, who really is trying to bring back, the sunnah of storytelling. I think as Muslims, we forget that we have a long tradition of artistry, of storytelling, of poetry. Some of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, including Hassan ibn Thabit, were recognizable poets and they did amazing work spreading the deen of Islam. So alhamdulillah, this is the legacy that I'm trying to carry on today as a poet, as an artist. I was actually born and raised in Canada. My family immigrated from Ethiopia. We're from the Oromo region of Ethiopia. And, for me, an expo like this is so important because, Ovais, as somebody who's grown up in Canada, a lot of times we don't see ourselves represented on TV. We, as Muslims, we don't see ourselves represented in mainstream media. Obviously, we understand what's happening right now with the genocide occurring with our brothers and sisters in Palestine. And so now more than ever, our Muslim community needs to come together. Whether, someone like myself is coming from an artistic background, someone like yourself who's in humanitarian work, who's in media, scholars, artists, it's important that all of us are at the table. And so events like this are really important because they bring together important stakeholders in all facets of our community in one place.
As we read the name Muslimi Lifestyle Expo, can you give us some idea, what do you mean by Lifestyle Expo?
Yeah, I think a lot of times there's conventions and conferences that focus on the knowledge side of Islam, which obviously is very important, learning the basics and fundamentals of our deen. But there is a complete different side to our life, which is, we're in the masjid, we're at home, but then there's this other space, right? There's how do we conduct ourselves as human beings? What does, Islamic fashion look like in this day and age? What does Islamic art look like? Trying to really build out culture because, of course, as Canadian Muslims, we're coming from so many different walks of life. I'm from Africa, people are coming from Asia, people are coming from the Middle East. And so we're now creating this unique diasporic flavor where we're taking a little bit of everyone's culture. And so we're actually very unique in the sense that we're building out Canadian Islamic identity, right? We know what it looks like to be a Muslim from Pakistan. I know what it looks like when a Muslim is from Somalia or Ethiopia. But what does a Canadian Muslim look like? What is Canadian Muslim food? What is Canadian Muslim dress? What is Canadian Muslim, music? Like, what does that sound like? And so, part of events like this is helping to create that Islamic Canadian identity. And I think it's a really important thing because, after I leave this earth, after you leave this earth, after the next generation is coming forward, what are they going to hold on to? Their identities are going to be a lot more hybrid, a lot more unique than maybe yours and mine. So it's important that we establish the foundation now of what is that next generation of Canadian Muslims actually going to look like.
Excellent. So this event is happening on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, August 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and that is a long weekend. Can you help us visualize what to expect on Friday, Saturday and Sunday?
Oh, Vase, you're in for a treat, mashallah, tabarakallah, especially our sisters on Friday night, an Islamic women's fashion show, Allahu Akbar, having an opportunity for Muslim women to see their own styles and flavors represented, by Muslim models, I think is really important. So Friday night we have Yasmin Mujahid, who's going to be there as well, a well-known and respected, scholar who's based in the United States, but I'm sure many of your viewers will know she's very popular online. She's going to be giving a talk. She's also going to be part of a podcast called the Digital Sisterhood. And Digital Sisterhood podcast is actually one of the most popular podcasts in the entire world, especially for Muslims. And funny enough, the girls who run it are from Toronto, alhamdulillah. So within the GTA, we have so much barakah, we have so many talented people. So Friday night is really a program, I think, dedicated to our sisters with the fashion show, with the Digital Sisterhood podcast, a lecture by Yasmin Mujahid. On Saturday, we have an array of amazing speakers during the Muslimi talk sessions. We have people like, obviously, Yasmin Mujahid, Sheikh Abdullah Adoro, who's an instructor with the Yaqeen Institute. He's going to be there. We have Sheikh Navid Aziz, who is a local Canadian-bred scholar who's coming from Calgary. We have Sheikh Ammar Shukri, who's one of the key instructors at Al-Maghrib Institute, as well as a multitude of different local speakers. And then on top of that, we have a special podcast that evening called Iman Cave, which is going to be hosted by Sheikh Abdullah Adoro, featuring some specific special guests that we're looking at. And one of the speakers actually for our Saturday panel will also be Brother Mansour Shoman, who I'm sure many people might be aware of. Mansour, as a Canadian, Mansour Shoman was one of the Palestinians who's been broadcasting live from Gaza. He's a citizen journalist who was, under siege and having his entire homes and family, basically destroyed, and yet he still was brave enough to document the genocide and share that with our community. So he's going to be in attendance as well. And then on Saturday night, we actually have a nasheed concert featuring Ilyas Mao, featuring Sayyid, featuring Malik the Musafir, another brother named Isam from Seattle, and one of my personal favorites, Amin Davis, who's an up-and-coming nasheed artist that I think we're all very excited about. And on Sunday, again, a jam-packed program, amazing talks and lectures. I will be hosting my own podcast. Brother Ovais will actually be hosting part of the program as well, inshallah. And on top of that, we have a comedy show. So really, you're talking about for the kids, and I should mention, Sunday morning, Sunday from noon to dhuhr time until 2, we actually have a kids concert. So imagine a special stage show just for the young people in your family, for the children, which I know as a parent myself, there's very rare opportunities for us to do something fun, family and Islamically engaging for our children. And actually on Saturday, we want to give a time to the new up-and-coming artists. So we're actually doing the first ever Muslimis Got Talent, which is a talent show trying to find the next big nasheed artist, the qari, the poet from our community, so we can help lay those foundations for future generations to come.
Excellent. Great visualization of Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And one thing, either you purposely kept it for the end or you missed it. What about delicious food? What about the bazaar?
Oh, Brother Ovais, look, if you are on a diet, you have to take this whole weekend off, okay? I'm telling you now, whatever you were doing before, just forget about it, because now you're coming to a place where you're going to have amazing cuisine from all different vendors, really showing that different flavor and taste from all across the Muslim Ummah. We actually also have an art gallery. As a lover of art myself, being able to showcase live art. And one of the people that is coming is a brother named Kareem Jabari, who does something really cool. It's called light calligraphy, where he's able to take a picture, and in that picture he kind of does a cool design in calligraphy, and then you're able to actually have that picture afterwards, you and your friends and family. We have other sisters coming to do calligraphy. You can get your name and your family's name written in calligraphy. We have some amazing pieces of art that are going to be auctioned off, and the beautiful part is all the proceeds pretty much of the art gallery are going towards Humanity, which is a wonderful NGO, an organization that is doing life-saving work all around the world. And specifically, the profits of the art gallery are going to be going towards Gaza. So, you're going to now come to an event where you're getting food. You have amazing speakers. You have kids zone, kids entertainment. You have a comedy show. You have a bazaar. You have actually art that is going towards sponsoring our brothers and sisters around the world. And we're trying to really make it something that's fun for everyone. And I know I talked about the kids concert, but Ovais, one other thing that we have is an actual dedicated kids zone, and this zone is going to have video games, it's going to have bouncy castles, it's going to have face painting, it's going to have, games and activities, soccer and so on and so forth. So, really we're trying to accommodate the entire family. I'm sure brothers will be excited to enjoy a lot of the different, lectures, the food, the flavors. I know our sisters are going to love the shopping. There is so much shopping, so many amazing vendors. And, because everyone's talking about boycotting this brand and boycotting that brand, I'm sure we can boycott brands, but at the same time, we need to support our own brands. We need to support our own independent entrepreneurs, the business people in our community. Let's not give our money to other people. Let's keep our money within our community, inshallah. So this is the goal, to bring business to our community, to help inspire the youth with the amazing concerts, with the nasheed, with the lectures, and to provide our community and our families with a place to relax and hang out for the weekend. So really trying to appease everyone in the entire family, inshallah.
This is really sounding very exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. And as we're seeing, this summertime, there's a lot of rain happening in Toronto area, and luckily this event is happening indoor. So viewers, we're going to take a quick break here, and once we come back from the break, we'll give you all the details. Where do you have to come, whether the parking is free or not, and what is the ticket to attend this exciting event coming up on August 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So please stay with us after the break. Viewers, welcome back, and thank you for staying with us after the break. And we are talking about this Muslimi Lifestyle Expo, which is happening on August 2nd, 3rd and 4th, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And before going on break, we helped you visualize what would happen on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Brother Boona, please help us understand, how can we have access to this event all 3 days?
Well, look, it's very simple. You have to go to the website Muslimi Expo. That's Muslim with an I at the end, Muslimi Expo, expo.com, and there you'll see actually an entire breakdown of the program. You can see all the different speakers we have. You can see all the different segments we have. Now, I'm excited for a lot of it. I think, I love the bazaar, and I think a lot of people are going to love the experience of being able to shop. You're going to feel like you're in the Grand Bazaar of Istanbul, or another, maybe one of the markets in Karachi. Perhaps you're going to get a chance to see all the amazing different vendors, people selling amazing Islamic and halal products, and then the food, the flavors of around the world. And for me, I think probably the most important part is the community. The brotherhood, the sisterhood. You get to see people that you haven't seen in many years, and we get to keep our hearts together, united for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to enjoy a weekend of festivities. It's not often, I mean, as Torontonians, as people in the GTA, I think we are a little spoiled that we have so many amazing events back to back. This last weekend we just had Muslim Fest, and a lot of people were there. I was very much enjoying that entire weekend. But this is one of those events that you do not want to miss, because it's really unique, and we're trying to do something different. This is not a copycat event. This is not like we're following somebody else's format. This has been customly designed to provide every single person in your family with something to enjoy. So I recommend you all go to our website muslimiexpo.com and reserve your tickets right now, inshallah.
Parking is free, as I wanted to make sure that people understand this. International Center parking is free, and as I also mentioned that we are although the rain is a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but in Canada we get only 90 days of summer, and then you minus those rainy days, there's not much left to go and enjoy outside. But this event is happening indoor, so you do not need to worry about rain. So Brother Boona, what is the ticket price?
Well, look, our ticket price, I think, is very reasonable, especially when you consider that it's a 3-day event. So right now we have an early bird special of $10. If you go to the Muslimi Expo website, you'll find the tickets available for $10, at the door $20. And again, that is a full 3-day event, right? So, normally an event like this, for a 3-day package, you would be paying a lot more, but every single day is jam-packed with programming. So $10 early bird tickets. And the best part for those who have big families and a lot of kids is that children under the age of 12 are completely free, alhamdulillah. So, we want to make this something where we don't want to burden the parents and families with, having to spend so much more on going out and enjoying themselves. And like you mentioned, Ovais, a lot of people, money is tight. People, this year might have to cancel their family vacations, cottages and so on. So let's look for something, an alternative that we can do with our friends and family and community, inshallah. And that's why I recommend everyone check out the Muslimi Lifestyle Expo, August 2nd, 3rd and 4th at the International Center, inshallah.
Excellent, amazing. So now let's switch the subject. You did mention, when you will be at this expo, you might find yourself feeling like in a grand bazaar. And then you did mention a bazaar in Karachi. So now that makes me, thinking of switching the topic here. We've spoken about the expo. Now let's put some spotlight on Buna Muhammad. And, please tell us about your experience of visiting Pakistan and when it happened. Was it the first time or have you been there many times?
Ovais, you and I had the pleasure of visiting Karachi last year, and it was my first time ever going to Pakistan. I honestly felt right at home. I felt like the brothers and sisters there, from a hospitality perspective, I was very, very well taken care of. In fact, I ate a little too much food, every single day. And it's very rude to if somebody offers you food to say no. And I tried to be polite. I say, I'm full, but they said no, too bad. You have to keep eating. So it was, the food in Karachi is amazing. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. I think I ate food that is 10 out of 10 every single day. The thing that I was terrified about, and we could talk about this, and I think maybe I need to introduce some maybe driving instructors to the countries, because the way those roads work, brother, subhanAllah, every time I got in the car, I had to take shahada, because I did not know if I was going to meet my destination, subhanAllah. But I think for everyone else, it seemed normal, right? I think I was the only one a little bit stressed out in the car. For everyone else, it seemed like, this is just what we're used to. I call it organized chaos. Because it seems like there's no rules, but everyone's following the fact that there's no rules. So in that case, you have rules.
The beauty. So did you pick up any Urdu, any words while you were in Pakistan?
Gigi, a little bit just to add a little, masala to my conversations. I think one of the things that I found so beautiful is the fact that even my Arabic went very far, because obviously there's some connection with Urdu and Arabic. So I was able to, shukriya, and I was able to, express myself and tell people, I was thankful for their help and service. Very, very beautiful country. I wish more people could visit. I think for the outside world, it feels a little bit intimidating, for people, maybe non-Muslims and others who see it and they think it's a scary country. As a Muslim, obviously, I didn't care. Like, I was going to visit, brothers and sisters. So I think it's one of those places on earth that if you haven't gone to, it should be on your bucket list. I think the experiences I had there cannot really be replicated anywhere else on earth. And I really just, I pray for the people there. I know, there might be turmoil. At that time, we were just coming after the flood. And so a lot of people were affected by, the natural disasters. But inshallah, things are doing better now. And I hope and I pray for peace and security in that country. And of course, Bangladesh and many other countries around the world that are going through strife.
Lynn, thank you so much. So now towards the end, a little bit, going back to the topic of Muslimi Lifestyle Expo, can you please speak a little bit about, from the youth perspective, people, those who would still want to be volunteers or they want to come out and support and make new friends and, learn something new from this expo?
Well, Muslimi is built on three things: blood, sweat, and volunteers. Allahu Akbar. You need volunteers, people that are going to devote themselves to the cause of Islam. And so we're asking right now if there's, people who want to become a volunteer. You could be a young person. A lot of high school kids, we know in the GTA, you need your high school community service hours. So if that's something you're looking for, we can definitely help fulfill those hours for you. If you're older and you want to, still contribute and volunteer, I have a lot of even older brothers that are looking for ways to give back to the community. And this is the beauty of our ummah. When you do something of this magnitude and you make this niyyah that you want to bring people together and you want to call people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you want to have an event that's fun, friendly, and halal for the entire family, wallahi, the barakah just starts coming in from every corner. This brother says, hey, if you need a driver, you can call me. If you need some youth, my kids can volunteer. And you really see the beauty of our ummah that, together, we are united. When we're united, we are a force that is unbreakable. But when we are divided and we are, individual groups in our own little silos, it's very easy to divide and conquer us. So this is, to me, really a testament of the beauty and importance of Islamic brotherhood, of Islamic sisterhood, of ummahs coming together, and especially for the youth. I really, I think this expo, we have a very strong emphasis on our young people, because people talk about youth like they're the future, but actually the youth are today. The youth are the present. So we want to ensure a positive future for our community. We need to involve them in our discussions today. So alhamdulillah, for many of our departments, it's actually being run by youth. We have young people, I'm talking as young as 16, 17 years old, who are actually taking the leadership role. And this is not something, unique in our history. You look at Islamically, some of the Sahaba were very young, even around the Prophet ﷺ, and they were tasked with very, major roles. So we want to continue with that sunnah by giving our youth leadership opportunities for them to, take skills that they will transfer into everyday life. So if you're a young person, if you have kids at home that, are stuck on the couch at summer playing video games all day, bismillah, bring them down, inshallah. You can sign up to be a volunteer if you go to our website, Muslimi, MUSLIMI, expo.com. You can actually find out more information about volunteering, and we have a few spots left for vendors. If you're out there and you have an Islamic business, you have you're selling jewelry, you're selling clothing, you're selling perfumes, whatever it is you're selling, even if it's an organization that you want to get some more exposure, if it's an NGO, whatever, we have a few more booths available. So if you're interested in becoming a vendor, you can also do so by visiting our website, muslimiexpo.com.
Muhammad, for giving us all this amazing information about this upcoming Muslimi Lifestyle Expo. And I'm also very excited as part of the Muslimi Lifestyle Expo team. So viewers, Buna Muhammad will be there with all the other great names that he mentioned. I will be also there. If you live in Toronto or in the greater Toronto area, or if you're traveling from America to Toronto to enjoy food or something else, then this should be on your list to come check out this Muslimi Lifestyle Expo on August 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Buna, thank you so much.
Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
नाज़रीन, ये मौका आपको मिलेगा अगस्त की 2, 3 और 4 तारीख को, जुमा, हफ्ता और इतवार, इंटरनेशनल सेंटर मिसिसागा पे आप तशरीफ़ लाएं अपने बच्चों के साथ, वालिदैन के साथ, दोस्तों के साथ, और एंजॉय कीजिए। मज़े मज़े के खाने, बाज़ार, स्कॉलर्स हैं, बहुत सारी लर्निंग है, कॉमेडी भी है, इंटरटेनमेंट भी है, बच्चों के लिए किड्स जोन भी है। और यही वो चीज़ है जिसको बूना ने बताया कि लाइफ स्टाइल मुसलमान का जीने का अंदाज़, खाने का अंदाज़, किस तरह की कॉमेडी हमें एक्सेप्टेबल है, किस तरह का म्यूज़िक हमारे लिए एक्सेप्टेबल है, ये वो चीज़ें होंगी जो आपको वहाँ मिलेगी। तो नाज़रीन, भूलिएगा मत, अगर आप यहाँ के रहने वाले हैं तो इंशाअल्लाह आई विल सी यू एट मुस्लिमी लाइफ स्टाइल एक्सपो। नाज़रीन, अपना ख्याल रखिएगा। अस्सलामु अलैकुम।